I am great. After that, boy, I need space, boy, I need space. I need space, I need space. I want space, I want space, I want space. Y'all out here hollering about one on block, I need space. I want space, I want space, I want space, I want space, I want space. Y'all out here hollering about one on block, I need space. I need space.
Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. The Israelites have been scattered across the four corners of the earth, as prophesied in Deuteronomy, the 20th chapter. Here in Israel United in Christ, we need your help to recover the remnant of our people, teach them the gospel. Please help us, support us, and join or donate to the Booster Club today. Shalom.
Have you ever read that looks like Jesus in the Bible? You remember that? All praises. So let me get Jeremiah 17. So we're going to show you why we in the conditions we are, because believe it or not, black is not a nationality.
Right.
Black is not our heritage. African American is not our heritage. Right. We come from the greatest people, but they keep it a secret. The world spends trillions of dollars to hide that from you and to hide it from you. You know, in Hollywood, every movie that they come out with, they got the white man as the savior. Every movie, bro. Marvel. Look at what's the Avengers? Every superhero in the Avengers is white except for who? Black Panther. Why is that? Because they want you to know that you are not anything. You're below them. They want you to know that they are your saviors. They continue to perpetuate this image, so when we see each other, we hate each other. But this is what happened because we didn't want to listen. Read that.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 17 and verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee.
So the Most High gave us a heritage. You know what I'm saying? We are the greatest people on the earth. Right. Why do you think that we go through the most hell? Why? Why are we the last people on the earth? We are the first fired, the last hired. We struggle out here every day to make ends meet. And they make a living off of our struggle. Right. They look for us to, that's why these police patrol these neighborhoods. They know they gonna get, they doing their job. They ain't not in the other neighborhoods where life is good. We've been discontinued from our heritage. Finish that.
And I will cause thee to serve thine enemies.
Thine who?
Thine enemies.
Hold on. Because the Christian church say Jesus love everybody and everybody's equal. But the Bible just said we got enemies. We got enemies. There's a somebody who loves Jesus do stuff like this. Do stuff like this. Take a look. Take a close look, because you hear it in your history classes in school. They kind of go over it real quick. Somebody who love you don't do that to you. Right. Somebody who profits off of you wouldn't continue to keep you low. If they really are believing in Christ and they believe in the Bible, they wouldn't continue to perpetuate this. Where do you see this now? Where do you see auction slave box now? You see it today. In your sports, in the draft, servitude in the NCAA. They making money off of our brothers and sisters, and they don't pay them a cent. They say, oh, you're going to get an education. And what that education is indoctrination. They teaching you their history. Christopher Columbus sailed the seas. They teaching you their history. Benjamin Franklin invented the light bulb. We learn all of their information and none of our history, because what? Read that again from the top.
And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee. And I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not.
We don't know this land. We don't know this land. We don't know the language of this land. That stock market talk, all of that stuff that they got going on, that money talk, they keep that a secret from us. You understand? So you got to understand, man, first off, we got enemies. The reason we got enemies is because they know who we are. They know we the greatest on the face of this earth. And one day, Christ coming back. And when Christ come back, he going to pay back all for that stuff that they did to us. You understand? So you got to understand, first step is we got to do give me Deuteronomy 10 and 12. The first thing we got to do is come back to who we are. We got to understand what we must do to get back where we came from. You understand? That's why you see these brothers here today. These brothers is tired just like y'all. We tired of struggling every day, working for crumbs, trying to put ends meet together. Y'all got children? Y'all got children? Can you imagine your children right now? They being indoctrinated as we speak. They learning in these schools history of our enemies. You understand? So it's up to us as the men, as the head of our families, to get our family back in order. You understand? As a nation, we must come back together. That means you must defeat those things that are within you that are causing you to sin. Those lustful desires. This is what we all about. It's about discipline. This is what required. Bring it out.
Deuteronomy chapter 10, verse 12. And now, Israel, what doth the Lord thy God require of thee?
So we already know our enemies brought us low. We know we lost our heritage. Now we coming back to the understanding of who we are. You know that you from the tribe of Judah. So that's the first step. So now what we must do is, what? Read that again.
And now, Israel, what doth the Lord thy God require of thee?
What does the Lord require of y'all? What does he require y'all? Bring it out.
But to fear the Lord thy God.
Fear the Lord,
to walk in all his ways.
To keep those laws, statutes, and commandments. Thou shalt not kill, like you were saying earlier. You know what I'm saying? Keep the laws of marriage. Continue. What else?
And to love him. And to serve the Lord thy God with all thy heart. And with all thy soul. To keep the commandments of the Lord. And his statutes, which I command thee this day for thy good.
This is plain, man. It's plain. But what happens is they distract you. They distract you. Give me 1 Corinthians 15:33. They distract you. You know what I'm saying? They got the music bumping. The beats is pumping. They got the movies. They got our women in witchcraft. You think about it. Really think about this. Our black women, they want to look so much like European women, they don't even understand that. They go get weaves to get their hair straight. They put blonde hair in their hair, which is a sin. They go and do all of this stuff because they think that's what we like. Until we stand up and raise our families the way they're supposed to be raised, our women are going to perish as well. Our children are being raised by our women. So what happens? It's a cycle. It's a continuous cycle that is destroying us. And what happens is we make it so easy. We make it so easy because what? Because we trying to get that bag. Because we trying to look good. We putting on $1,000 shoes trying to keep up with the Joneses and the Yeezys and all of them. We need to come back to who we are. We are the most powerful people on this earth. Why you think they got all these agendas to try to destroy us? Planned Parenthood. You know what I'm saying? We overpopulate the prisons everywhere. You understand? So what's going on? What's going on? Read that for me.
1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 33. Be not deceived. Evil communications.
You got to fly all praise. Look at the website on the back of that flyer, bro. All right? And listen to this verse right here, because you got to understand who you hang around is going to affect you as well. You got to understand. You got to get with some people, bro, who are going to keep you grounded in these laws, who are going to kind of check you like, hey, bro, you know that ain't right. You know what I'm saying? Hey, bro, don't do that. You know what I'm saying? You killing yourself. Hey, bro, come on, we got to get right. Check the website out. We got schools out here. We can go ahead and help build you up, bro. Because I'm telling you right now, you mighty. You a mighty prophet of God. You understand? Be careful who you around. Finish that.
Be not deceived. Evil communications corrupt good manners.
Evil communications, bro. You might just be sitting around. You might not even like dude, but you just around. And you hearing all of this conversation. You understand? The things you watch. You know what I'm saying? Brothers dealing with that porn. You know what I'm saying? Brothers dealing with different things. There's different types of communication, bro. So we got to understand what we feed ourselves. You always hear that, you know, the eyes, the window to the soul and all of that. You got to understand, just as much as what we eat, we have to watch that. We got to watch what we see, what we hear, and even what we speak. You understand? Because we powerful. We are powerful people. You know what I'm saying? So remember that. Don't hang around people that's going to cause you to folly. Don't know your triggers, bro. know that, okay, if I do this, this is going to lead me, you know what I'm saying? So let me not go that route. You understand? And remember the laws, bro, and keep this right here. You are Israel. You are the tribe of Judah, all right? All praise to the Most High, bro. I appreciate you. So, bro, let me ask you one other thing, man. You say you got kids, right? So do you understand that there's a law with marriage? So, like, if you're dealing with a woman, you got to understand that there's laws that we have to keep when we deal with women. Can I get that in Hebrews real quick? Hebrews. We're going really quick because you say you got kids. I don't know the situation. We all may have kids. You know, I got kids too. You know, and I had kids before I knew the law. You know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of dealing with a situation that I caused because I was operating outside the law. You know what I'm saying? So now, because I know the law, I know how I got to deal with the sister that I want to deal with in the future. You understand? I can't just be out here doing whatever. Because you know there's consequences. Are you and the mother together? Y'all together? Okay, are y'all married? Getting there? Well, this is perfect for you then, brother. This is perfect for you. Because I'm going to tell you like this. The Most High will bless that thing. If you join with that sister, you might as well. You got kids already. You might as well join with that sister and get a blessing from God. Read that.
Hebrews chapter 13 and verse 4. Marriage is honorable and all, and the bed undefiled.
Right. So if you go ahead and marry that woman, it's honorable in the sight of the Lord. Right. And whatever y'all do in y'all bedroom, that's what y'all do. You know what I'm saying? That's the benefits of marriage. You feel me? Right. But there's a flip side to that coin, bro. Check that out. Read that.
But whoremongers and adulterers, God will judge.
God will judge. Yes, sir. So we got to understand that we dealing with sisters not marrying them. Not only is that affecting us, but that's affecting our nation. Right. Because what do you think? All right, look at our situation as a people real quick, bro. Hey, bro, what's going on, brother? You married? Nah, not yet. Well, keep the laws of marriage honorable. But look, check this out. Look at our situation. We have the most single parent households.
Bring it out.
Probably in the country, in the world. You understand? Now, some by design, but mainly because we're not keeping these laws. If we understood that marriage is honorable, we wouldn't have issues. There's a lot that goes along with you becoming one with a sister. You gotta understand what's her values. What does she eat? What does she believe? You know what I'm saying? Does she celebrate these holidays that we shouldn't celebrate, like Christmas? Do you know Christmas is a pagan holiday we're not supposed to celebrate? Do you know that? See, these are things that happen because technically your woman, your wife, I'm gonna say your wife because Lord's will y'all marry, that's the first teacher technically to your kids. You know, as a man, you going to provide. You understand? So you gotta teach, you gotta first prove your woman to make sure that she is who you would want your kids to be taught by. If not, they gonna come up and hate their father. A lot of kids can't stand their pops and their moms telling them he's deadbeat this and deadbeat that or whatever. Right. The fact of the matter is we didn't keep that law. Read that again.
Marriage is honorable and all, and the bed undefiled. But whoremongers and adulterers, God will judge.
God will judge, man. So just keep that in mind, bro. If you're dealing with your sister, marry that woman, bro. That's the first step to coming together as a nation. We have to come together as a nation somehow. We can't continue to be the way we are. You got daughters or boys? One each? Man, bro, I'm telling you, today is your day, bro. Remember these laws. You got a flyer?
Hey, bro, hey, hang on for a second. You say your name Miko? Miko, hey, I'm Palaya, man. Nice to meet you, man. Hey, let me tell you something. Deuteronomy 28. Hey, you know your nationality? You from the tribe of Judah, right? You know why that's important to know that? All right, because Judah is one of the 12 sons of Israel. God chose Israel. He chose Abraham, chose Isaac, he chose Israel. Right? He had 12 sons. That's the chosen nation. This is why we bring this out to you. These laws are important, and you got to keep them because you're an Israelite. All right, so I'm gonna show you. Verse 1. This is why it's important. All right, because we're not supposed to be living how we live, but we live in this way because we're not marrying our sisters, because we're doing drugs, because we hate each other. Read that.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt not hearken diligently.
You, Nico, he's talking to you. He's talking to your race only. All right, read the Israelites.
If thou shalt not hearken diligently.
Verse 1. 28:1.
This is verse 1.
It said it shall come to pass if thou shalt hearken. 28:1.
And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently.
So if you listen to God, if we do these laws that we're talking about, right? What was one of the laws the brother just brought out to you? Marriage, right? That's one, right? Go ahead.
Unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
All right, so if we keep God's laws, we're gonna be set on high above all nations of earth, right? So that's marriage. How would marriage make our community better? I'm asking you.
Bring it up.
But what does that produce though? Like, what is marriage? How does it make it better though? A man and a wife coming together, raising their kids together. All right, well, I'm gonna give you an example, right? All right, I'm married. My wife, she teaches my kids. We unify. When my kids grow up, what are they gonna want to be like? Like me, right? So marriage is the foundation of a nation. That's what the importance of it is. When you destroy a marriage, when you destroy the husband and wife system, like the brother taught, the children then become destroyed, right? Now the children are raised by a single mom. That produces homosexuality. You see what I'm saying? That produces gang violence because there's no father in the household. So they took the father out of the house, right? And now they got us in the prisons, us out here bouncing around woman to woman to woman, and our children are growing up with no father in the house, no example, no leadership. So our children are growing up weak, and the father example that they look at is produced on the TV. Your thugs, the so-called white man, they want to be like that. And that's what's destroying our people now. But if we kept the laws of God, we would be what? Read that last part again.
That the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
So we want to be above all. That's powerful. Above all nations of the earth. Are we above all nations now? Are we above any nation now? We on the bottom, right? Why? 15. Because we broke God's law. Because we break marriage. It's small things. Bro, you smoking cigarettes, anything like that? Sometimes, right? Now, is that something God deal with? Give me that 1 Corinthians 3:16. Watch this. This is one of the laws. And I'm going to show you why that's important. We're going to read this law, so you're going to bring out the cigarettes, and we're going to show you why that's important. We're going to show you why that's important. Read that.
1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 16. Know ye not that ye are the temple of God?
Because you're an Israelite, you're the temple of God. God don't dwell in the churches and things that's set up. God definitely don't dwell in no mosque, no Islam mosque. You're the temple of God. Read that.
And that the Spirit of God dwelleth in you.
Yo, everything that's good about you, that's like relates to God's laws, any good quality you have, that's the Spirit of God dwelling in you. He only dwells in the Israelites, bro. The fact that you got the Spirit of God in you, first and foremost, you want to keep it there, right? Guess what though? The Spirit of God don't deal with you when you breaking his laws, especially when you know better. So that's why today is your day. God giving you an opportunity to know better and learn some of these laws, and then had a chance to keep them. But if you forsake them, his Spirit not going to dwell with you. That's why you got brothers out here cracked out. That's why you got brothers out here, the first thing they want to do is go commit some violence against their brother. You got brothers out here that's whoremongering, bouncing around on these sisters because they don't have the Spirit of God in them. We trying to put that in you. We trying to wake it up in you, right? Go ahead.
If any man defile the temple of God,
that's cigarettes, that's weed, that's being drunk, that's putting unclean food in your body. Not saying you can't drink, but that's being a drunkard. Unclean food in your body, swine, shrimp, crab, lobster. You didn't know none of that was illegal to the Most High God, right? Well, you eat those things, don't you? That's swine, that's pig, that's an unclean animal, that's a scavenger of the earth. That's in this Bible. We can bring that out later, but you do those things, you defile your temple. What's God gonna do to you? Read.
Him shall God destroy.
God will destroy you, brother. Right. You understand that? And God don't just kill you, flesh. Your spirit, he will destroy your spirit, brother. Yes, sir.
I'm gonna give it right back to him, but just think about the swine thing real quick, right? You gotta think about it. When you eat certain foods, especially like swine, you ever heard about what they have inside of swine? They got all kind of cancerous, disgusting kind of stuff that's in the midst of that meat. They left it out. They had a little article. They left it out the restaurant, right? And then just like a couple days passed over, they start to see pus come from the meat. And that's for most of the swine that you eat. They don't have pores to sweat out the chemicals. So then, you ever heard the old saying, Grandma maybe have said it, you are what you eat. You eat garbage, then you become garbage. Your body start decaying on you. Your bones start getting weak. In old age, you start getting osteoporosis. A lot of these things happen because of our diet that we have. So, I just want to mention that real quick. Go ahead, Soldier.
That's right. It's gout, cancer, high blood pressure, high cholesterol. Who got that the most? Black people, white people, Chinese people? What race? Black people. Because we breaking God's laws. Amos 3:1. Amos 3:1. Then we're gonna get back to Deuteronomy 28. We breaking God's laws. We trying to push the point on you, brother. God is your God. Right. You're an Israelite. It's important that you keep these laws because he's dealing with you, brother. Read that.
Amos chapter 3 verse 1.
Let's hear the prophets of the Lord. This go for everybody. You blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans. You are God's chosen people. Yeah. God is dealing with you. When you break God's laws, there are punishments. That's why you can't be like the so-called white man. You can't be like the so-called Chinese man. You see them getting away with all manners of sin, fornication, and wickedness, and you try to emulate that, you end up in jail.
Right.
You end up on the deathbed. You end up in the crazy house. You end up punished because you broke God's laws. Read that.
Hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you.
Against you. Read.
O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt.
Notice he said children of Israel, Miko, because that's your nationality. You're an Israelite from the tribe of Judah. Read.
Saying, you only,
what?
You
only
have I known of all the families of the earth.
Out of everybody on the earth, God only knows you. God only knows the Israelites. He only knows the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Read.
Therefore,
because he only knows you, read.
I will punish you for all your iniquities.
Because you're God's children. Miko, you God's children. So when you sin, God punishes you. How many brothers you know get locked up? It's a whole bunch of brothers, right? Not a whole bunch of so-called white men in the prison, right? Because God only knows us. So that's why we end up in prison. God only knows us. That's why we end up in the hospital. God only knows us. That's why we in the hood right now trying to hustle on his Sabbath day for money so we can pay our bills. That's why we serve everybody else. Deuteronomy 28:15. Because we broke his commandments. The commandments are important. Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not steal. Commit adultery. Those are important. There's even more than that, but we have to learn that. It's in this book. This is your history. God gave it to you so you know what to do to be on top and not the bottom. Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken,
but because I know you, if you decide not to do what I say, because I'm your Father, the Most High God, read.
Unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments, and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses.
Curses. Are curses good, Miko? You want curses on you? Right, you try to avoid those things. Read that.
All these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Right, you can't run from them. Read that first curse, 16.
Cursed shalt thou be in the city.
In the city of Durham, Miko. You live in a good area or a cursed area? By your opinion. You gotta go, Miko. All right, bro, look, we'll finish this scripture. Curse you be in the city. We curse in the city. We living in the hood. We living in the ghettos. We getting fired first. We getting hired last. We getting shot down on our streets by the police who's supposed to quote-unquote protect us. We curse in the city. Read.
Cursed shalt thou be in the field.
And in the field. Who was in the slavery? Look, right here, brother. Who was doing this? Was everybody doing this? God's chosen people. The Israelites were put in the slavery, in the cotton fields, the tobacco fields, because we wouldn't keep his laws. You understand that? Look, brother, it's plenty more, man. And let me bring out 3 more scripts, bro, and I'll let you go, all right? Give me verse 32. Let's get some of these curses, because these curses last throughout history, right? Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
We're talking about blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. When were our sons and daughters given to other people? To another nation of people. Did that happen in history? It's February, it's Black History Month. When did that happen? Anybody know? Hey, sister, how you doing, sister? You look like you got some wisdom on you. When were our sons and our daughters, I'm gonna get it right here. When were our sons and daughters given to another nation of people, sister? What time in history were our sons and daughters given to another nation of people? Unwillingly. Slavery. Slavery. In slavery, your son, your daughter will be taken from you and given to another nation of people. Master Charles in West Virginia, Master Johnson in South Carolina. Read that scripture from the top again.
Thy son,
This is a curse from the Most High God from breaking his laws. Read.
and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long.
So after they're taken from you, you're gonna look to get them back. But you're gonna look and you're gonna fail. Your eyes are gonna fail to find them because they've been taken so far away you'll never see your kids again. Read.
And there shall be no might in thine hand.
No power in your hand to get your children back. You're just gonna be oppressed and sad. Today, that's going on with the prison system. Your children, guess what? Your children commit a minor crime. These police roll around your hood. That's the modern day slave ship now, taking your children right into slavery, and you can't get them back. You can go get a lawyer if you got the money, and you try to beg to get your children back from their system. But if they want to keep them, that's it. My brother went away, what, 18? You know what I'm saying? My parents, I'm definitely sure they wanted to get him back. They couldn't do it though. You know what I'm saying? They'd take your kids. Read. Go to verse 46. We almost done, Miko.
Verse 46. And they shall be upon thee.
These curses, right? For a sign. When you come to the bus stop, it's a sign that says bus stop. You know to stop there, right? These curses are going to be on God's chosen people so they know they're the Israelites when they read this Bible. That's how I can read this. I'm confident to say blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans are the Israelites because these curses happened to us for breaking God's laws. Our children were sold into slavery. Read.
For a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever.
So let's get another one of these curses, 48.
Verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
Because you didn't want to serve God, you now have to serve your enemies. Your enemies. We have enemies, right? Who sent them though? Did they wake up one day and say, I want to oppress black people. I want to oppress natives, Hispanics. Read.
Which the Lord shall send against thee.
So now what the problem is we've been taught in the Christian church to blame the devil for everything. Oh, that's Satan. Satan trying to get me. Satan getting me out the spirit today. The Lord sent Satan to punish you for your sins. When you know that the punishment is coming from God, you can no longer say, I'm a good person and these things are just happening to me because bad things happen. No, if God's doing it, that means you did something wrong. That means you're wrong. So now we know that the Lord sent our enemies against us for our sins to do what? Read.
And hunger and in thirst.
So we got to serve our enemies for food and water. That's the food in your refrigerator. That's going to the store. If you want to go buy plant your own crops, you got to go to get the seeds from them. You don't own anything. You get everything from them. We used to have our own land, our own nation. We used to have everything. We have to get it from them now. And because we serve them for these things, they're not going to give you the best food. We're not shopping in Whole Foods. We're not shopping in Fresh Market. We're shopping in Walmart. If you buy your fruit from there, it's bad the next 2 days. You buy your bread from there, bread for $1 is not good bread. That's not good bread. We don't get that good stuff. But we serving our enemies. Our enemies not going to give you healthy food. They're going to give you that stuff that causes you cancer. They're going to give you shrimp, crab, and lobster. That stuff God said don't eat. Read.
And in nakedness.
For the clothes on your back, we have to serve our enemies because we don't serve our God. Read.
And in want of all things.
In the want of everything. Name something in your house, Miko. Name anything. Name a random thing in your house. TV. Where you get the TV from? Our people make it? Our people make televisions. You had to get that from your enemy, and it's not just the so-called white man, it's the other nations. Every nation outside of the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel are your enemies. They are not here for your betterment. TVs, you got to get it from your enemy. Toilet paper to wipe your butt, you got to get it from your enemy. Driver's license, the gas in your car, the car itself, you want to get your car fixed, you got to get it from your enemy. Because you don't serve God, you have to serve everything else, everybody else. Your understanding of God, your religion, you have to get it from your enemy.
Bring it out.
We out here now trying to wake you up so you understand who you are. We trying to bring you back to your nationality so we can get out of these curses. Read. What else is this enemy going to do? Read.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck, until he have destroyed thee.
Hey, and something else that you're gonna get from your enemy. Gang violence in the hood, that started from where your enemy came from.
Right.
The drugs that got into the community, they came from the enemy.
Right.
They fluctuated that stuff, and then you know what they did? It says until what?
Until he have destroyed thee.
So think about real quick, Miko and my sister. He said until you have destroyed you, right? If you have a God in your head that doesn't look more like your people, for a quick example, right? If you worship somebody that don't look like you, what you gonna think you think about your own people? I don't give a damn about that nigga right there. Pop, then you shoot him. Now we have our young brothers, sisters dead. Our young sisters getting human trafficked. I know y'all heard about the news. These things are happening to us today, right now. And that is orchestrated not only because of our sin, that's the main part, but then we also have enemies that orchestrated these things too. Okay, that's what he's bringing up. Go ahead, man.
Hey, all praises. Yeah, matter of fact, that's a very important point because we don't think God looks like us. When I see the next brother, I see my next sister, I don't mind treating my sister like a whore. I don't mind treating robbing my brother for some money because he can't be special. He can't be nobody special because we look and we see a Caucasian image of God, a Caucasian image of Jesus. We think down on ourselves, but that's provided by our enemies. Right. The Most High God looks like you, brother. Right. Christ looks like you, brother, and his people look like us. If we knew that, we maybe had higher standards for ourselves. It may not be all this trash in the streets in our neighborhood. We may not let our brother sell crack across the street where we live, where our kids grow up and play. Brothers won't be rolling around with guns looking over their shoulder because they're worried about the next brother robbing them. Yes, sir. Go to 68. This is the last curse, Miko. This is the last curse in the chapter, and it's the most important curse because it's going to definitely nail the head on who God's chosen people are. Read that.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68.
How did we get here? How did we get to America? How did the black man get to America? What y'all got? On slave ships. You agree, sister? That's how we got here, right? Read that.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Stop. The Lord said he will bring the children of Israel, his chosen seed, the true Jews, into Egypt again. Now, when they were in Egypt, what were they doing? What were the children of Israel doing in Egypt that Moses had to save them from? Y'all know? They were serving false gods, but what were they doing physically in Egypt? They were building the what? The pyramids, right? Were they doing that willingly or were they being forced to do that? They were being forced. They were in slavery. We're going to get a precept to understand what Egypt represents. Read that.
Exodus chapter 20 and verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which I brought thee out of the land of Egypt.
So God brought us out of the land of Egypt, Egypt being the subject.
Out of the house of bondage.
So Egypt is the house of what?
Bondage.
What you got, sis? What is it? Bondage. Bondage means slavery. Bondage is another word for slavery. If you're in bonds, you're not in bonds willingly. You're a slave. Now, let's plug that in to understand 68. Read that.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
He'll bring you into slavery again, bondage again. How?
With ships.
With ships. Slave ships. That's in the Bible. Right. God brought us into slavery on ships for breaking his commandments. Read.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee.
The other curses that we just read, your children being taken from you. You serving your enemies for everything. That's what we did in slavery. Food, hunger, water, you had to go to your master. In slavery, we still do that today. This day, because we're still in the land of our enemy. How we came here on ships. Read.
And there,
read it from the top.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
We wouldn't see our homeland again. We were taken off the west coast of Africa as a majority, but we were already kicked out of our homeland. We came from Jerusalem. We came from Jerusalem and we fled our enemies into Africa, and then we got picked up on slave ships from Africa and sold into America. Read.
And there ye shall be sold.
When you get off those ships, when you dock in Charleston, South Carolina, when you dock in North Carolina, when you dock on the coast of Georgia, you will be what?
Sold unto your enemy.
That same enemy you serve today, you will be sold to them for what?
For bondmen,
for slave men, was it just the men? Read.
and bondwomen.
You too, sister. Our ancestors, our foremothers were also sold over as slaves. Read.
And no man shall buy you.
Wasn't nobody coming to redeem us. Wasn't nobody coming saying, let me buy my people back from slavery. Let me release my people. We were sold here for our sins. We are the Israelites. This history in the Bible lines up with us. All right? And we sold here because we broke God's laws. And we're still breaking them today. And that's why we out here, to teach our people how to come out of that.
We used to scream black power while Heron was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold. From Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.